So welcome to this next episode of TrexTalk. Today we are very happy that we have Matthew with us over here just to come and share with us a lot of different kind of experience in his real estate journey. Hi Matthew.
Hello.
Yes.
Matthew here.
So
我不是来过咩？
是啊，来过啊，还是要 introduce 啊？
对，
没有错啊。
It seems like 我像 new guest 这样。
No lah, of course. Okay, so the very first question that we have, I think today's question is a bit quite interesting one. Have any of your clients ever lost money on their property before?
哇
What happened?
，OK。
Because mine sure have one.
Actually I think I came in the industry. I'm quite blessed 啦。So far 我的 client， 可以讲华语吗
Of course, up to you.
So far 我 client 没有什么输钱到嘞。
所以有还是没有？
没有啦，so far 没有。
Okay.
In my 6 years so far, my clients did not really lose money in terms of their purchase because I follow a very strict fundamental. I mean, there's a set of rules that I apply so that my client will take the lowest risk in terms of purchase. But if you want to talk about a case that I think I can manage properly, will be one of my clients that actually bought a new launch at Hougang. During that time, right, he was a PR.
Okay.
So there was a ABSD of 5%.
Sure.
At that moment, I'm too focused on like 怎么讲building the lesser risk, then so that next time we exit will be very safe. But if I were to turn back time, if I want to do it properly, right, maybe I can plan in a way that when he buy this new launch, right, yes, it will be making money, and it's something that he can choose to stay when TOP. So that he do not need to sell and buy again.
Okay.
So because right now he transited to sell and buy again, right?
Okay.
So now when we sit down and think, hey Matthew, although we are in the top 10 now in terms of the profit making,
Okay.
but by doing this exercise, I see the profitability. But because of this ABSD, my profit actually dropped a lot.
So it's during this transition he feels that if in the event that he don't sell off the existing one back then, he may be making more, is it?
Oh no. What I mean is like for real front, right? He paid 5%.
Okay.
And then after that, right? Now he sell so he need to buy a own stay
That will be another additional
5%. So
okay.
the profit it makes, right, actually becomes drop a lot.
Lesser.
Then his regret actually I bought something that maybe in the west side because they are staying in the west Then right now I can own stay because right now for him to buy a own stay in the west, right, actually jump a lot. So in the end this replacement like I should have planned better lah. But at that point of time during that time when I meet up, right, I was very focused like, hey, we should take the lesser risk because I also don't know the market how market in the last 5 years bloom so much, right?
Yeah, of course.
And because of the supply chain disruption, then right now, everything seems so expensive in terms of resale. So the whole exercise become not so fruitful lah, in a way he feel lah. Which I think next time when I have clients that in the PR, right, maybe I should have planned in a way that I think maybe next time we should buy something that, yes, maybe we might pay a bit more. But at least I'm at that junction, right, when we take a key, right, he can choose to stay rather than we flip. So that
put in the own stay element lah.
Yes. For PR,
okay,
easier because actually 5% a lot.
5% is quite substantial depending on
it's not just the 5% buyer stamp duty, it's ABSD. So actually additional cost for them.
Correct. On top of the regular stamp duty that they're supposed to pay.
Correct.
Okay. So but I think good thing is that so far your client never lose money lah.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, so you guys know who to look for if you don't want to lose money.
找我
Yeah, yes, okay, 找他. Okay. So in this kind of situation, is it better to cut loss and move on or hold and wait?
You mean what type of situation? If your client lose money?
If your client lose money, example.
If my client lose money 我可以不要有这个 situation 吗
I think everybody also hold 没有这个 situation
I don't know because I never experienced this. I don't know how to face my client.
Okay, I think probably I do my part because since no client lose money before. I have
very lucky.
tons of it. Example, in the year between 2012-2013, that was in fact the peak period of property market in Singapore. So whatever property that you actually go in, right, will be on the highest pricing, be it a HDB or even a private property. So I recall a lot of cases because I started out back then already. During the 2013, if any of the clients who bought it during that peak, right, I met up with them about probably 4 or 5 years later. That would be about 2017, 2018. In fact, all of them, if they were to purchase a resale property back then in 2013 and wanting to sell in 2017, 2018, they will definitely make a loss because the property cycle actually came down. So I have one situation back then. I met up with this owner who is I helped them to sell off the HDB property and then bought a private property in Florida. Okay, Florida is in Hougang, very near to your riverfront. So after which I met up with them, they do up a calculation. In fact, they lose quite a fair bit, which is about 150,000. Okay,
But why they want to meet you in the first place?
they want to actually downsize back to a HDB lah, because
So-
the monthly mortgage loan is in fact quite substantial for them. So it's a bit xiong lah.
Before you met them, you know they lose money already. Or not?
They lose really.
You know lah.
I know.
Then how you
But again-
face them?
But again, no, because the thing is when you are upgrading them, very simple. When you upgrade from a HDB to even a private property, are they actually having a better lifestyle? This is what they want back then. So I did what they want. And then of course from a HDB, if you change to a private property, the property net worth value is much more as compared to what they might be holding. Just a HDB. So in the end, during 2017, 2018, they are telling to sell. I ask you lah, what do you think? Did I ask them to sell?
2017.
Low market period.
Yeah.
Price drop.
I think a bit of context. 2013, right? Actually, everyone is a market was a high, right? Then after that cooling measure came in, right?
Yes.
I think anybody buy within that time period in terms of resale very high chance 都是输钱的。
都是输钱的。
Which is I'm not in that that era. That's why I'm very lucky.
Yeah, because in fact, during 2017, 2018, I met up with the owner. I tell them no need to sell. Just bite the bullet. Because no point just losing your hard-earned CPF money. Although CPF money, a lot of people say they cannot see. But end of the day, is it still their money? Fast forward another 3 years later, about 2021, I helped them to sell off. And in fact, during that period of time, they still make money. They still make about 30 over thousand. So this period of cycle,
So
quite
the resale recover lah because
Resale
of the supply chain, because behavior change. Everyone wants to have a bigger space.
yes. So it actually allows them to end day sell off this property and fully pay a HDB. So they are financially don't have to pay any mortgage loan. So I think this part very important. So of course, if they were to back then at 2017, 2018 were to sell off, then no right, no wrong. I mean, ultimately, it really depending on the individual clients of what they want to achieve.
So today the most important thing is you need to meet the right person lah. If today if they meet the wrong person, right? Can I say that? Or one might downgrade, then you just okay lor.
I think it's important to give a lot of sound advice because it's not so much about just selling, buying. It's more of connecting with them, really understand them. Very good advice will be given to them.
Okay,
and they is really let them really understand that why are they going through this and why are we going through this with them.
So 输钱找他。
不用紧，输钱我还是会帮你们做东西的。Yes， 就是这样。Okay. So at what age should someone start financial planning?
I mean, for me right now, I see the trend, right? I think everyone's starting very young already now. Because of the exposure, in terms of media like YouTube, all these things, we learn growth mindset very early on, which we don't have during our time.
Yes,
During our time,
don't
it's
have.
all study, get a good job. If we get married, then like have kids, then the end already. Then we see how it goes. We let life leads us. But right now, the whole mentality I think changed. Like that's why you see all the buyers in the new launches are all very young right now. Even ECs or buyers
all
they are
very young.
They are all very young. But this proves one point, because right now what they are trying to achieve, they want to try to build their asset wealth or their net worth as early as possible.
Of course.
Because same as me, right? I want to see myself like at 64. I mean, not 65, not 65. I mean 45, right? At least I can start to have choices to work lesser to enjoy more in my life, rather than I wait until 65. Like then you start to stop
Because
work.
65, the quality of life also probably your health not so good. You know, it's
不要
difficult
做
to
我
enjoy.
嘞，不要做我。The main thing is I think the mobility, because
Yeah.
I see my parents lah, because they are in, my father is at going 70 this year, my mom is at 61. So you can see when we go holiday, right, very different one. We need to a lot of rest stop. We go
Yeah, of course.
while we rest away. Not
Tired,
like
man.
not then we as ourselves we are at 30s all this, we can still walk ma. So definitely then a lot of things that he want to do I also cannot because of health or maybe got danger lah,
leg pain,
all these things. So
yeah.
I want at 45 when I still mobility everything still can, right? At least I can start to enjoy my life. That's why I think right now a lot of young people are going through this growth mindset, which leads on to the next thing, the pitfall of greedy lah. Greedy in a way.
Of course.
Greedy then will become how to say? Just fall into scam or trap or like which is happening lah.
Happening around the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I just saw one news just now. So sad. Never mind. Next.
Yeah.
But of course, I think importantly is a lot of people are starting much younger as compared to probably a decade or even 2 decades ago generation, because everyone is so exposed to social nowadays. So importantly is regardless at what age, even like your age or even my age, when we are not exposed to social, we also start taking action, but at a later stage. A lot of the younger generation, some of them I think even before they start to enter into the society to work, they already start planning.
Another thing I think is the define of success. I mean, in this type of environment now, what is success to a lot of people is 可能很多钱, can travel around, no need to work, all these things, have a lot of money. So that's define the success now. In terms of, they call it now, our generation very materialistic.
Yeah, that's true also. Okay. What about yourself? Have you ever made a financial mistake, whether related to property or not?
Of course once 你有钱你就屁股痒了嘛。
you
start to 做 investment So okay, so one thing I think during the COVID time, right? I think you do at home then we start to see YouTube, then we start to expose to crypto, all these things. So
your crypto got earned or not?
Got earned, but I cannot take back.
What?
Cause what happened is, okay, I bought crypto, I bought Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then after that, I don't know why the government actually stopped buying Binance,
okay.
right? So I have to transfer my crypto out. So I actually transfer out to another platform for higher yield Because for me it's whole long time I don't care
Higher yield.
Higher
Higher
yield.
yields means what?
high return
Greed lor.
But it's only 6%. You know, it's only 6%. It's not like 20%. It's only 6% per annum. So I think it's quite good. So I transfer there. I just let it go, let it run But what happened is during the Celsius outbreak, right? I think they crashed the whole thing Then after that, that platform I used is exposed.
Okay.
So they going into some legal stuff. Then now the company is under liquidation So my account is, I can see the Bitcoin, but I cannot take anything. Cannot withdraw. So there is a loss in a way. 我已经不要去管它了 I think 是很难的 Now still fighting in the I think they're going through some legal...
Just treat it as a loss lah.
Yeah, treat it as loss. Another thing is I also got bought into meme stock. Cause got that wave the GameStop all this thing. Then I missed the GameStop. Then after that, I exposed to YouTube, right? Then they start to say, the next GameStop is AMC. 也是 hook 下去耶
Then 也是
斗
GG, good game.
Yeah, then I use this word called what? They always call DCA dollar cost average 我说 team dollar cost average. Cause the thing keep dropping then 就 cost 到 average 到半缸So okay, so these two lessons. Okay, then I think the Bitcoin one, I think is more. It's nothing wrong. It's just it's because it's just to transfer platform. Then the platform sway all these things. That one is okay. But I think for the meme stock one, I learned something Actually, investment and gambling 其实是 fine line 来的。
It's almost the same.
It's almost the same. But sometimes we tell ourselves, 我们在 invest.
对。
其实我们是 we have no
It become
fundamental.
gambling really.
It's gambling because you buy something that is the meme stock is like no fundamental.
Yep.
You just put the system something rigged right then it can shoot up to the moon they say. That's the difference when we tell ourselves investing, right? Are we really investing or are we gambling?
It's more of gambling from what I hear from you
So I learned that if we are looking at short-term gain, right, you're actually gambling. For me. If you are talking you put there next 10 to 20 you don't care, then I think it's investing. Just like real estate, I think. Real estate is something that we keep for long term. We're not talking about, how to say, of course it's good to have profit we sell, but there's no profit, right? At least the thing is there. We can have rental, all these things.
Yeah.
I think in real estate, if you see the cycle, I think if you hold long term, 不会错的。
不会错。
对。
是会上多少？
Yeah.
So it's all up to the government.
Don't be greedy lah.
Yeah, don't be greedy. I know, because I also made the same mistake. If I'm going to say, it will take another 30 minutes. So no need to say. So do you still do any investment now?
I still do. But
What kind of investment?
I still buy stocks, all these things. Now I'm more into like the ETF, like S&P 500. Of
Okay.
course, I got a few individual stock like Tesla, Nvidia.
So can buy or not? Because your previous investment failed.
Oh, for all these company I buy in the long term. I'm not gonna like I'm not, it's just like I'm not trying to trade. Like for example, if you go to Tesla, right? During the high, right, when recently, right, Trump, because Elon Musk support Trump, so the stock went until 500, but I never sell. Then I see then the growth was like maybe about 200+%, cause I'm not into selling, I hold lor. But then I see my thing crash until 50. I mean, in terms of that, my profit dropped like almost 50%.
Yeah lah.
Cause if for 500 now become 200+.
So why don't sell?
Cause I don't know what to do. I just holding long term. Maybe this Tesla thing. I mean, all these stocks thing is for me for my retirement. Maybe I will only look into selling when maybe in my 50s or what. All these things. All this is all why.
So just let it auto run.
Yeah, it's to build my Okay, the main thing is differently when I buy my stock, stock all this day. Every day I look at the stock. 上下
cannot work.
Keep looking. Refresh, all these things. But right now it's like the thing crash lor. I don't care. I just I don't even like look at my my app more.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm gonna hold it when I retire. Then I start to
Because
plan.
if you keep looking at it at every time of the day, right, this one become an addiction.
Yeah, but maybe because I look also no use. I come to realize I look also no use because I'm not selling. Unless suddenly next day the news Tesla bankrupt, then I cry lah.
Then if you go out, you say, hey, happy, but you also not going to do anything. Yeah.
So for me, I'm looking for long term now, like in terms of investment, not in the short term. Because when you look at short term, then greed come in, then you will make a lot of. I mean, for me, my lesson learned, you will make a lot of wrong move lah.
Yes, very good insight from Matthew. And I think for any investment, there's always risk. So I just wrap it up over here because if you were to ask me based on investment, a lot of people, it's always the greed factor that comes to it. That's why they put in so much of their savings inside. But I always have this very strong mindset for myself, which I can share with viewers here, is if today you have $100, just make sure that for any investment, you only put in 20%, which is $20. You don't put in based on 100% in and just hoping to generate that. Example, outside got this kind of 8 to 12%, which I think is really bullshit. Because 8 to 12%, how can the company be making any money? They may be just taking other funds, other source of money to come in to pay you. So I think this is a very important lesson because I've seen people being burned, 100% of their savings just gone like that. So I think naturally when it comes to investment, everybody needs to be more cautious lah, not to throw everything inside. Okay?
Something that you are willing to lose, I think.
Yeah, because if today investment is 20%, this is something that as an investment there is no guarantee of making. If of course there's guarantee of making, then everybody will no need to work already. Correct? So I think this 20%, if it's extra money for you, yes, you can always do it, put it inside any form of investment, but just be sure that when the money is gone and it's not coming back, just treat it as a poor investment. Yeah, okay? So that's it for today's Trek Talk. So thank you guys for watching and we will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you.